Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gamer Update. My name is Hunter and I'm here to remind you that Jake is not the only one on the channel. Today we do have a bit more of a serious topic, so I do want to provide a trigger warning here for any sort of sexual abuse because we're going to be going through a lot of allegations and a lot of stories. This is regarding FaZe Mew. As we know, back in November, FaZe Clan publicly said, "We're taking the accusations against Mew seriously and taking all measures to investigate the situation. We've mutually agreed on an indefinite suspension while we gather information to determine further action." I am going to go over a little bit of the history here because I think context is extremely important with all of this. I'm not going to go super specific, but I am going to provide links to everything so that you guys can go through it yourself and be as specific as you want to. So back in November, these allegations, these accusations from someone named Ashtronova did come to surface. It's a very long tweet longer with a lot of points, but one of the main chunks of it is Ash talking about a specific night where she felt like Mew was buying her a lot of drinks and only her a lot of drinks. Then later on, very early in the morning, when she was still intoxicated, Mew ended up initiating physical contact where they later had sex that she says she felt was degrading and rough. She says, "He hurt me during it. It was painful and he was not gentle. He degraded me during it and I felt ashamed, mostly because I can't even remember what I did. I just knew it happened. I never wanted anyone to know what happened because I was embarrassed I let someone do those things to me. So I just tried to forget it even happened." She continues saying that the next day and following weeks and months, Mew would continue to ask if she regretted it, as well as love bomb her multiple times, and then eventually put out things like a song, and she ended up hearing stories, similar stories, from other people who had the same experience with him that led her to share this. Otherwise, she mentioned she probably would have never came forward with these allegations otherwise. Mew did respond to this with his own tweet longer that pretty much point for point went through it and refuted each thing, saying that he was not just buying her drinks and that she was not drunk in any capacity. Specifically in this section that I want to bring light to, he says, "As we were sitting outside discussing life, she started holding my hand and being generally flirtatious. She wasn't slurring her speech or anything and otherwise seemed fine. Eventually, we started kissing." Now, just a reminder that all of this happened back in November. This is when the allegations arose and when these tweet longers came out. Then in January 5th to be exact, we have email proof of Ash sending this proof over to FaZe Clan and much more. In her message, she says, "After the Zoom meeting on December 30th about the ongoing investigation about Carrie, also known as FaZe Mew, I was told to send in any additional information I felt needed to be shared. I will be attaching 2 links. One's a drive link with other women's stories about FaZe Mew, and the other is a Google Doc link my team and I have been working on to break down Carrie's tweet longer, prove its falsehood, and supply additional evidence. The women who have shared their stories with me wish to remain anonymous if I decided to share them with FaZe or other news outlets. If you need to reach them to confirm their stories about Carrie, I have provided their Twitter handles below." Now, those 2 links that she shared are actually public as well. She shared this to Twitter. We'll take a look at those links in a second, but we can see the CLO, that is the Chief Legal Officer of FaZe Clan, Tammy, said, "Thank you, received. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and send this further info. Best, Tammy." Now, again, that happened on January 5th, which, fun little side note, Tammy, the CLO, actually ended up leaving FaZe Clan the very next month in February. However, just recently, Mew took to Twitter on the 26th of May saying, "8 months ago, my life changed over lies. Rumors started spreading, and that's just how the internet is. I was told to remain silent for legal reasons, so I did because I was scared. I was scared what the internet thought about me. Now I'm not scared anymore. I know the truth. All my friends who I thought I could call friends abandoned me. People stalked me every day, doxed me, forced me out of my home, and threatened to kill me. The internet doesn't know that I've been happier. I've been working on myself and been having the best dreams every day." To which Ash then responded because of him tweeting this, saying, "I'm not the reason he got dropped. His own actions are what got him dropped from FaZe." And then she shares that document and Google Drive that she also sent to FaZe. So let's take a look at what was in those. Again, I'm not going to go through every single thing. I'm going to link you guys so you can look at all of it. Otherwise, this video would be an hour long. But you can see they provide every single piece of the puzzle, saying, hey, here was Ash's tweet longer, here was Carrie or Mews tweet longer, and then they go through and provide different links to different proofs refuting what Mew had to say in his own tweet longer. These are things like eyewitness accounts of different activities, like when Carrie said that he was going to buy everyone drinks, but another girl who was there said that he actually told her that he was only buying them for Ash. That document goes on for about 6 pages, and then looking at the drive, you can see A through I listed witnesses and stories from other people. Again, I'm not going to show you every single one, but I did highlight a couple of them. One is a similar story where she got invited to a subathon. They went out to the bar. He bought her a ton of drinks, and she's never been very drunk before. She was made to feel very special. And then after she was already intoxicated, he asked for consent. She says yes, and then woke up to him asking if she regretted it. That same girl also provided proof of texting Mew once Ash's story came to light, saying that he did the same exact thing to her because he bought her 4 shots and 3 drinks that night. If you look at the bottom here, it also says, I have proof and conversation dating back to July of 2021, especially Carey telling me himself that his manager in FaZe said that things like this are normal. That is something that we are going to revisit very soon here, and that is the fault that FaZe has in this situation so far. Another account from that Google Drive ends with a message saying, I was buying myself drinks and Carey was just talking to Ash at the DJ stand. I was dancing, enjoying my time, and drinking with someone, and I blacked out. Next thing I remember is waking up when Carey was in me, and I know I was crying. I blacked out again and woke up in his bed with just a t-shirt on. If you go through all those stories, there is definitely a pattern of people getting way too drunk and him getting them intoxicated, then getting their consent, and then the next day asking if they regret it, as well as love bombing them and trying to make them feel like it was an okay thing to do, even though they're very clearly drunk. Now, what I want to talk about, like I mentioned, is FaZe's role in the negligence that they showed in this situation, because it gets so much worse. We're pretty much done with the recap at this point, and we're caught up. But as we saw, the email on January 5th that was sent to FaZe, and it was confirmed that they received it of all of this proof. Then 5 days later, on January 10th, this call that you're about to listen to happened. The only reason we have this, by the way, is because Mew just recently, when he was tweeting all of this stuff, decided to leak it. It is now deleted. He took it down. In response to his original tweet, someone said, you managed to clear your name, to which he said, my name will never be cleared unless I leak every private conversation I have. But why would I? To get people more angry and start having people play investigator again? Some things stay private. I've accepted that people will call me nasty shit for the rest of my life. Then again, in this now deleted tweet, he said, this is how my phone call with FaZe went. They don't care about their members, which is clear this past week. If they cared, they would have talked to me. Sadly, my name is tainted, and FaZe wants to save their ass from the public eye, public perception.
It was definitely, yeah, it's a he said, she said kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are too many questions, and I think that there was feedback from some other people. And I guess that combination of things just, I don't think that they were even questioning that whatever your documentation, because I did see your statement and everything that was very clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anyone was really even questioning necessarily that wasn't correct or that there was anything.
Yeah. I was, because
right about that. I think it's more just like about the overall picture.
Oh yeah, I totally understand. Public image is like such a huge thing.
I want you to know that, like, and I and other people here care about you, and want good things for you, and and I am sorry that all of it, that all of this happened. It was obvious that girl was, a little bit of a, there was some like drama, looking for attention,
mm-hmm.
kind of thing. But there's also, like I said, the people that were looking into it felt like there was enough feedback that was not good.
Yeah.
So I guess I just want you to know that and I especially, but also other people at FaZe, of course, care about you, and we want to have a good relationship with you.
What you hear there is some absolutely crazy shit to be heard from a member of an organization who is dealing with someone who is accused of sexual abuse allegations from multiple women. You can hear her say that they weren't even really considering his documents or what he said as possibly not true. She straight up says, I don't think that they were even questioning whatever your documentation. I don't think anyone was really even questioning necessarily that wasn't correct. As well as probably the worst part, where she says that the girl was being dramatic and looking for attention, is absolutely insane and insensitive and just messed up. to be honest with you, to say in a situation like this. I was going to move on from that, but I still had thoughts. I don't want to just gloss over this, especially with the timeline of events here. We're on the 5th of January. They were sent all of the documentation, all of these screenshots, everything refuting it. And then 5 days later, you get this phone call saying, oh, she's just being dramatic and looking for attention. What? And to top it all off, in response to Ash's tweet sharing all of that evidence publicly, Mew just quote tweeted with a video link that went to a black video that was 23 minutes long, titled 3:42 a.m. to 4:22 a.m., which, by the way, that's 40 minutes, and this is only a 20-minute video, so it was cut down. And in the video, all you can hear is a muffled conversation between him and Ash, which, based on both of their accounts, that is the night of the incident. That is that morning that they came back from the bars where she was intoxicated, or according to him, she was not intoxicated, and then right after, they went and had sex. You can hear in this video them kissing, but something I want to call out is in his own Twitlonger, he said that she was not slurring her speech and she was not drunk at all at this point.
Hey, I have a journal.
What?
I have journals.
I heard journal.
A journal.
A journal.
Sorry, journal. What's your
You know, it's so weird. I really wasn't expecting us to come on here and do this. I don't know why. It's really comforting. Whatever you're doing to my hand right now, it's super comforting.
She responded saying, evidence of you being coherent and me slurring my speech for 20 minutes straight as I ramble on about medical problems and content while you had your phone in your pocket, recording me because your intentions were to put moves on me the whole time and you felt you had to record it. To which he just says, you cuddled me the next day, you were holding on to me on my beanbag in front of 5 people in the content house. You forgot to mention anything about you grabbing my face and kissing me at the airport. You told the world you were blackout drunk but remember everything that night. She says, you sat down with me, we were not cuddling. I never once said I was blacked out, not ever on any platform. Do you care to comment about the women who actually were blackout drunk when you performed this exact stunt with them? So he doesn't refute anything, and I just want to say, recording yourself talking to someone for 40 minutes in your pocket while you're drunk is super, super weird. There's no getting around that. If you put your phone in your pocket to record somebody because you want to try to get some kind of sneaky consent about something, that is sketchy to begin with. Straight up, there's something weird going on, and any normal person can see that. So to end this all off, he said, I've never been a fighter. I've always stayed quiet. I was the shy kid growing up. I don't know how to defend myself and prove my innocence. I'll never forgive myself for all the mistakes I made hoeing around after I broke off my engagement. I led people on and I'm sorry. It's unfair to my girlfriend to have me sit here and dig up my past, but being called something I'm not affects both of us. Attack me, but don't go after her. I'll never live a normal life and continue to fear for my safety. It's not okay. It hasn't been for the past year. I'll be off Twitter again. To anyone I hurt, I apologize. Apologies don't mean shit, but I'll continue to fight for what I believe in and live my honest life. To anyone involved, I reached out to, I don't want to be insensitive with a serious allegation. That's not who I am. I agree, his girlfriend does not deserve any hate in the situation. However, if I am someone's partner and I see that they have a 40-minute recording of someone else in their pocket hoping to have sex with them, I'm going through your phone immediately at that point. I'm like, okay, what else do you have on there of other people or of me? This seems super weird. So all in all, to me, this is a crazy situation. I think the biggest point for me right now is the role that FaZe has played. They said that they were launching an investigation back in November. He was kind of just silently released in January, which in January is when they had all of these email interactions with Ash. They got all of the proof, and then they just release him. As well as on the 10th, in that phone call, he ends up hearing a FaZe member say that she was just being dramatic and that she wanted attention. And then in February, that chief legal officer leaves. That was not her on the phone right there, but just seems like some weird timings to me. Maybe I'm speculating, getting a little bit too tinfoil hatty there, but overall, a shitty situation. Let me know what you guys think about it. Hopefully that wasn't too much for you and some of you stuck around. Leave a comment, let us know, and we'll catch you later.